And it is 7 p.m. on a Tuesday, which means it is time for Fanfiction Contempt Theater, which I should probably actually fix on the stream.
I think
you should.
I think Twitch is having a heart attack. No, wait. Oh, go. By the way, Atin, are you playing that game with a mouse?
I am. Why?
Fucking get out.
I tried playing it with the PS4 controller, and I hated it.
I don't know why. Like, it feels great to me. I'm just glad it had PS4 controller support.
I'll say this, one of the things that threw me the hell off was...
Now that we're properly labeled.
Ah, fix that, did you?
Welcome to Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9000 with your host, SneakyDevil, joined today by an accent Atin.
No. No. I'm not encouraging him on this.
I'm not encouraging it either. Don't worry.
Anyway, as always, do not contact and or blah 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 blah. No harassment.
Okay, hold up.
Blah, blah.
No. This is not something we're doing in a desultory fashion. Don't contact the authors. Do not harass them. Don't. You know what? If they don't even ask for criticism, don't give them criticism. Just leave them alone.
Indeed. Alright. Which means today, because it's a Tuesday, we go off the beaten path just a little bit. In that we will be covering another original story from the same person that we covered last Tuesday, and he assures me this time it isn't garbage. Which we all know means it's probably garbage.
You know, it depends on, personal standards and whatnot and personal tastes.
I suppose.
It's probably going to be trash. Knowing the trend of this show, it's going to be trash.
Somehow we just manage. We are a filth magnet, I suppose one could say.
Arguably, we're a filth magnet because we allow Nosehair to continue to be in our Discord.
This is also true.
Anyway, you guys continue to be assholes.
Speaking of Discords, I'll pot one on up on the derail counter and self-promote a bit. As always, we have a Discord in the panel down below.
Sneaky. Shilling is not derailment.
It's derailment.
No, it's not.
Anyway.
If shilling counted as derailment, Rooster Teeth podcast would never be on topic.
You act like any Rooster Teeth podcast is ever on topic.
Well,
technically speaking, off topic is consistently on topic because it remains off topic.
But let's be honest, Joel podcasts are always the best ones.
Oh god, unquestionably.
Anyway. Why did this get bigger? Oh well. Why did this get bigger?
Why are you muttering to yourself?
I did fucking the PDF got bigger and I'm really confused by it. Anyway. As I said before, this is original fiction first draft work, so we're gonna be ignoring the formatting a bit because it is a first draft. Hey, Chrysanthemum. Hi, Xenon. Yeah, so let's get the first page down. Decide if we want to move on or not. And, yeah.
Did you provide the link in the normal?
This is a PDF.
Yes, you did. Bulls.
So, this is a sci-fi, supposedly, story.
It's called Neon Black, which,
yeah.
That's already making the edge
complaints it's a bit edgy. Chapter 1. Can you remember why you're here? Can't say I really do. Why are you here? We are each our own devil, and we make this world our hell. Alright, let's turn the edge meter on.
Oh boy, I was gonna say, I didn't want it to be, but
holy shit. We're not even 4 lines into it.
Nah, fine. Can always get worse.
That's nice, Wild Day Jr., but I don't see how that really explains anything. You already know the answer.
Oh my god, Wild Jr. Chrysanthemum doesn't mind the edge, but does have a pet peeve about opening with dialogue.
Yes.
Yeah, that can be pretty bad.
Yes, that is not typically a good way to hook people into reading. Anderson's data jack buzzes for a second and then goes cold. The activity is from an unknown source. Anderson grunts, his head beginning to ache from an undetermined amount of memory consuming his jack's RAM. Anderson turns his jack back on.
Wait.
I thought it was...
Hold on. That is...
Not normal?
Well, A, not normal. B, how is the jack functioning if it was off?
No, that's a good point.
Like,
Hello?
that was my big complaint there.
Okay, so this is a grammatical and flow-based point I'm going to make here. He does hello, ... question mark. It is the opposite direction. If you're going to be adding punctuation to the end of something, so it would be ... hello, question mark. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to put a pause in there. But
right.
The question would come immediately after the hello and not a pause. You wouldn't go, hello? Oh? You know?
Yeah.
He tries a different channel. Central? Can you hear me? Over.
Nope.
Static. He mutters. Damn punks. Must have trashed the comms again. He tries a different channel. Epsilon still there? A modulated clinical voice replies. Roger, why is Roger in a new paragraph? Anyway. The clicking's a bit much, Atin.
And I think it's time to put the game down or pick up a controller and suck it up.
Did you get that transmission? Nothing. Only a significantly high activity spike on your neural augments. Weird. Anderson shrugs and continues onward. The midnight mist glows an electronic red under the pale light of a forgotten brothel. Anderson exhales a fine, sweet waft of his electronic cigarette before stepping off down the alley.
Ah, good. He vapes. Glad we've been informed of that.
Aye, Isley. We got a sci-fi story, OG shit. This part of the city is an eerie calm. Anderson grins. It's an unusual surprise given the chaos that has been the norm this year. Despite the silence, everything seethes with a silent tension. Anderson can nearly cut it with a knife. The sense of place needs to be established earlier. Yeah, I agree with Chrysanthemum on that.
Despite the silence, okay, well there needs to be a comma after that first silence.
Yeah.
And silent tension is just being redundant. Like, you don't need that silent in there. Place it with something else. Maybe, I don't know, thick tension would have worked just as well.
Yeah.
You've got some rich, creamy tension.
So sort of like what we had last time. Wrong adjectives.
Is this the same author?
Yes.
Boy, then I think we're gonna end up with the same complaints, aren't we?
Most likely.
I meant
Wasted
from the author.
potential?
Yeah, more or less.
I meant from the author himself. Apparently, he wasn't a fan of the fact that we only read the first page, and he's like, "Well, I would have written a better opening otherwise." Should be writing a better opening anyway.
Down the street, 3 homeless men warm their broken bodies near a dislodged climate controller. One of the vagabonds lifts his hands and shakes. "We aren't loitering, I promise, my lord."
Nice that we have peasants still. It's the 31st millennium and there are still peasants.
I decide whether to read a book based on the first paragraph, sometimes the first line, the first page is being nice. Yeah, pretty much the same thing we've been saying. He silently thinks out a message in his jack. Epsilon individuals spotted, condition orange. He redirects his focus into the vagabond. What gave me away? A homeless man that shivers and then points. My good eye, I can see through your fancy jacket, badge, gun, government written all over. Anderson nods. Look, I'll cut you some slack, but help me out here. I'm looking for somebody. Anderson projects a photo from his mobile jack. Seen her before? The holographic screen projects a female no older than 25. The slender face, an enigmatic smile, suggests a background of wealth. Like, not her clothes, maybe? Maybe her hair? How clean she is? Just pointing that out. There's other ways than their smile to tell if they're wealthy.
Look.
Help! I'm being repressed!
Most of the time, I don't like to nitpick descriptions of people. Usually they're fine, but... Or the way they're trying to reveal information about their character. Like, oh, well, he's got fancy clothes. Sure, you can describe any number of things with fancy clothes. But their smile. You're gonna pick their smile to... Like, you could have at least said it was a smug smile. Or if you're going for the whole dystopian sci-fi, you could have said the carefree smile and lack of worry lines on the face.
If you wanted to show wealth in a dystopian sci-fi, judging by the condition of their teeth in their smile, they seem to be quite wealthy, you know.
Well, yeah, and like I said, you know, stuff like, oh, the fact that they don't have a bunch of worry lines and that they're still smiling. Like, there's all kinds of things you can do there. Any one of the things that was just, you know, suggested is a great idea.
Oh man, they have a mysterious smile. They must be wealthy. What?
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 Listen, that sounds more like the kind of thing... Maybe they got wealthy from harvesting organs at the bar with that mysterious smile?
Indeed. Likely that of a student from one of the corporate arcologies. How could you tell that from a smile? The slender face and enigmatic smile suggests that she's wealthy and a student from one of the corporations. Holy fucking shit, teach me, sensei! I want to know how to get that much out of a smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it, Valve! They put out a patch and it's not the patch we want, Sneaky.
Oh, just a hotfix? Yeah.
It's a bunch of tooltip fixes.
Lining a portion of her pale skin is a discrete circuit running ever so subtly down her head. This sort of augmentation that only nanotechnology could fabricate. See, that's where you would get the idea she's wealthy from.
Yes. Chrysanthemum just hit the nail on the head.
The problem is the order of the paragraph. The description after the smile should have come before the smile to indicate wealth. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The vagabonds collectively recoil, seeming ready to flee. One of them says, almost in almost a whisper, "Looks rich, probably augmented." No fuck.
Okay, why are they ready to flee? Like, hold on a minute.
I'm sure will be described in a second. Richies get the good ones too. Probably been harvested. Another man adds. Traffickers been here. We promise to stay out. So, there's your explanation. Once again, we're getting the reaction before the reason.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If they were loitering around this climate control thing, they weren't ready to run away until after this guy showed up. And he just said that he's like, look, I'm going to cut you some slack. Just help me out here. Like, someone saying, I'm going to cut you some slack, just give me a little bit of information, I'd be like, oh, I'll relax and I'll stay near my climate control thing that I'm so desperate to be near. And yeah, the main character so far doesn't seem to have much character, which is unfortunate because we're now what?
Starting page 2
and a paragraph in.
Yep.
No information.
We don't know who he is. He was at least introduced as a cop by someone else, which is a point in his favor.
Yes.
But everything else, there's nothing. Why do we care about this? I don't. What's going on here? I don't know. He's looking for someone, I guess.
You know, maybe if they'd open this up, like Resident Evil 4 style, like open up telling us who he's looking for and why they're important.
Like, if he's gonna be a cop, I was gonna say, you know, opening scene could have been like he's in the precinct, right? You know, his superior comes up, drops a case file, or data slate or fucking something.
He could just be a guy out on his. He could be out on a nightly patrol, or if he's a detective, he could be out working a different case and get this. He could get this, you know, this communication from Central, you know, Henderson, which I'm just gonna name him Henderson because we don't have a fucking name for him yet.
Yeah.
Henderson, drop everything. So-and-so's daughter's been kidnapped. What? He's like, wait, you don't mean insert ex-mega corporation leader's daughter, do you? Yes, that one. Oh, well, this is a problem. And the way he responds to that would help us establish his character. It helps us give a damn about who's been kidnapped and who's here, and it tells us why this is a big deal. And I'm not saying that's a perfect fix, but it'd certainly make for a better and more interesting opening.
Anyway, no, like, even better, better way to use it to hook people in, to be interested in the world itself, right? Because the world building's pretty big when it comes to Cyberpunk, right? Mm-hmm. We have the precinct idea, right? Superior comes in, drops a case file on him, and they start talking about, you know, we got, you know, blank person's been kidnapped. Oh shit, she's part of blank corporation, isn't she? Yeah. We think it's probably, you know, insert smuggling kidnap group here or whatever. Oh, fuck, or not those guys. Or if
you prefer, it can be, you know, anti-authoritarian group or whatever.
Yeah, and then, you know, oh, fuck, not those guys. Aren't those guys the ones that did X crime to show how serious of a problem they are? Yeah, it's those guys.
Stuff like that.
You know, like, they could have easily set up the world and been like, okay, I'm interested. Where is he gonna go with this? Instead, we get a question mark cop talking to question mark person, and then he finds
question mark hobo, who the only thing that indicates he's been a rough life, that indicates he's had a rough life, is a stutter.
And the fact that he's being described as a vagabond. So it's like, there's not much to go off here that makes you go, oh man, I'm so interested in this world, I want to see more.
My suggestion, Sneaky's suggestion, any of the suggestions. Max, do you have any suggestions?
No, you guys covered anything that needed to be said for this.
But yeah,
like it's the same problem I had with the last. There's a lot of potential, and this is just, you know, this is just a new author struggling to find that potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally feel like so far it's off to a better start than his other story, which was just Adjective Central.
Yes, this is off to a better start. It at least established a somewhat interesting world, and it got straight to people. You know.
Yeah.
Even if there's not a lot happening, and even if it's not super interesting, something is occurring.
Yeah. You know, I think the main problem here is that he's trying to get a little, like, he's about right before the in media res, basically. Which is bad for an opener of a sci-fi world that's supposed to be dystopian cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Because You don't know how bad the people you're fighting are. You don't know if this is normal yet. You don't know anything yet. And you have to set that all up beforehand so people go, oh, I understand this conflict now.
These are the bad people.
Anyway, we've talked this one to death pretty well, so we're gonna move on today to Wheel and Wheel, Go Around, Where We'll Stop, Nobody Knows. This one. Crashing the Party, Halo Ruby Cross. As always, I'll be dropping the links to Fanfiction in the Discord found in the panels and description below in the Fict 9K channel.
Yay.
Indeed. Why am I being pinged by people?
I don't know. Why are you?
No idea why you're being pinged.
And
It
other
was
news,
about
Atin,
BB guns.
I've got an even bigger reason to buy Yakuza Kiwami 2 now.
Who?
Virtual Alone and Virtual Fighter 2 will be available to play in the game at the arcades. That's the thing, by the way. Yakuza
I'm
games
sorry,
have big
you're
arcades.
gonna buy a $60 game for the
Play an
games
old
inside of it.
Yeah, for an old 1996 Mecha Fighter.
Anyway, prepare your butts,
Well, actually,
boys
then
and
the Yakuza games
girls,
are actually
because
really
we're
fun.
going right into this one.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This is a, as I said, Halo Ruby crossover called Crashing the Party. Noble 6, left for dead but still alive, gets literally bombed out of one shitstorm and into another.
Vetoed!
You really? You're gonna use your veto on this? Alright. Max,
Oh, come on.
do you concur?
Come on. This is a
the
pile
veto?
of shit.
Do
We don't need to read this. No, it's a pile of shit.
you concur the veto, Max?
I don't know. Like, I'm hoping the author uses a slipstream bomb to do this, because those are always fun.
They did that once. Once, and they were like, boy, this was dangerous.
Yeah.
Alright, okay,
So,
let's
do it again. Just do it.
Right?
It's fine.
Alright, Max does
Max.
not second it. We are continuing. And now he has to help some brunette named after a flower fight monsters, because he has nothing better to do, mostly.
Okay, look, out of all the I know Noble 6 doesn't have a ton of character, but he is a Spartan 2.
Yep.
There are, and even if he's a Spartan 3 wearing Spartan 2's armor, it's a moot point. He doesn't have a ton of character, that's true. But we do know a lot about the Spartans. And we know a lot about what their character is. So there's a lot of motivation that you can ascribe to him, because that's, you know, there's a 999% chance that he will be ready to sacrifice himself. He wants to help other people.
Also humanity.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry, when I say help other people, that's what I mean. Like, he wants to help humanity. And he not only does he want to help them, but he will view any time he's not helping them or on the way to help people, members of humanity, as him failing to do his job. Because the Spartans were super fucking indoctrinated. And Halsey taught them and told them time after time after time that, hey, you guys are there to protect humanity. You are the sword and the shield. You are meant to save humanity. And if you tell, a kid from the age of 6 up to the age of 15 every day that it's his job to save literally every human being alive, that's going to leave an impression.
Yeah, which is why they were so willing to sacrifice themselves so the autumn could take off. Anyway,
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
Out of all the things because he has nothing better to do.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, that.
Yeah.
This person clearly doesn't know anything about Spartans.
Yeah, I'm aware. Anyway, so hi Kugel. This is a Halo Ruby crossover in which Noble 6 from the Halo Reach ends up in Ruby.
That's correct.
I had to think of the name. Fuck off. Noble 6 kicked the elite off him, staggering up and back as the energy blade was pulled from his body and drawing a knife from his shoulder with his right hand. Wait, is the elite pulling the energy blade out of his body?
I don't know.
Is the elite pulling the knife from his shoulder? Yeah, see, this little bit right here, it's important because you have two people in this sentence. Noble 6 and the elite. The elite was mentioned last, which means he is going to be the subject of anything talked about after this point. Which means the elite staggered... Sorry. You can infer that Noble 6 kicked the elite off him and staggered up and backwards.
Well, no, we don't have to know that. We don't have to know that Noble 6 kicked it. We know regardless. We know Noble 6 kicked the elite off of him.
We can infer that staggering up and back was also done by Noble 6, and that the elite was pulling out the energy blade from his body. But the problem here is that we have an action and then an and, which means another action is also occurring by that previous person. Drawing a knife from his shoulder with his right hand.
And additionally, one of the big problems here is
Undertale Ruby crossovers.
Why would you go there?
Now I have to see this.
At least we'll have an excuse for the main character not having much personality. That is true, Isley, but that doesn't really help them at all.
Oh my god, there's actually Undertale Ruby crossovers.
Anything we throw at you now, we better. If only marginally. Yeah, keep that positive attitude. It won't last.
I think he underestimates Sneaky's ability to sniff out the worst of the worst.
I think you do.
Honestly, it's practically the world's shittiest superpower.
It is. It very much is. I regret it. Anyway, so as I was saying, with his right hand, holding his off one.
What?
Off one what? In front of him and panting from exertion and pain.
Blade held parallel to his waist. Why are you holding a knife parallel to your waist? That's not how you knife fight.
Parallel to the... What the fuck? I'm holding my knife right now.
Yeah.
Who the fuck stands with a knife like that?
Well, and not only that, the way he's described this knife stance, his offhand, which we don't know which hand that is, but his offhand is in front of him, which means the knife is held behind his offhand, his unarmed hand, and he's holding this knife parallel to his stomach. What kind of retarded-ass stance is this?
I almost want to turn my fucking webcam on, just so you guys can see how retarded this stance looks.
Like, it's not even the retarded, I've got my offhand, in front of me, and I'm holding the knife in a backwards grip, just behind it. Like, that at least is a legitimate knife-fighting stance. No, this isn't even martial arts. This is how do I hold a stabbing weapon to stab someone, Kugel? Like, look, I live in Chicago, the city of gun violence, and I know that this is a retarded fucking knife stance.
Anyway.
The
one at the back, What the fuck?
I think you guys might want to look at this. I think this is what the guy was trying to go for and completely fucked it up. This is
That
straight
probably
out of one of the
exists.
Marine combat manuals.
Send it on over.
Yeah, I've already sent it over.
Okay, that might be it.
That
That
looks
may be
closer, but the blade is not parallel to ground in that.
That's also
parallel
not his
to the weight.
offhand. That's his main hand, and he's holding it at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, his offhand is in front of him, though. Look at the positioning.
This is close to what the guy was trying to describe.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying, though, is like, yes, just switch everything and then still be wronger. And then you got basically what they were trying to describe.
So...
No, this looks about right. It looks like he just completely fucked up how the knife is supposed to be handled.
I'm eagerly awaiting, Kugel. Also, an update on our version of the Haggard Heresy. It's been derailed and has been turned into the original fiction, the Omnissiah Heresy.
Which is far more interesting, we feel.
Anyway. The one at the back, silver-armored and clearly content to watch, barked at him in their language, and it seemed cowed at the remark as it stepped forward. What?
What?
Igniting an oddly shaped sword of its own, more curved than normal and glowing orange.
More curved? Hold on! Okay, look, I'm looking at the model energy sword that Max sent me for Christmas. How the fuck do you get more curved than this?
I don't know, and B, to answer the questions, no, Hagrid's no longer part of the Omnissiah Heresy. Straight up, the idea was misinterpreted by the person trying to write it, and so they ended up accidentally making something completely different.
Far more interesting, though. Far more interesting.
No.
Quietly, he thanked George for the advice on his armor.
Pretty sure George never gives you any armor advice. I wish he did, but...
No, in fact, Halo Reach occurs in the span of, I believe, 3 days once shit actually hits the fan. Or something like that. It's a fairly short time.
No, I think it might even be less than 3 days.
Shit, might have been 36 hours even.
Yeah, I think it was 36 hours.
Hold on, the Fall of Reach. No, I just want to know about the Fall of Reach, guys.
Fall of Reach timeline. According to this, the Fall of Reach lasted a month, but how long was Halo Reach?
The Fall of Reach, sometimes referred to the Battle of Reach, the Reach campaign, and the Defense of Reach, was one of the largest engagements. It was fought between the UNSC and the Covenant from July 24th to August 30th, 2552. A small number of human survivors remained on the planet until September 7th.
Keep in mind, though, Reach, the game itself, starts when they finally breached the defenses of Reach. So, like, that siege of Reach might have been, that month.
No, because remember, the space-based engagement ended very, very quickly. Well, actually, no, I'm trying to remember the timeline in my head.
Yeah, no, because the reason why I say the space engagement lasted the longest was because, like, all they gotta do is shoot plasma at the Earth, which the Reach is what they did, and glass it. But they didn't bother taking any of it. They were just like, fuck this shit, glass it.
No, remember, that was why it lasted so long. They couldn't just glass Reach because they didn't know where the Forerunner artifacts were.
Ah, right.
Huh. Well, no,
Oh, hi, Arn!
Reach, including Noble Team, really just takes place over the course of a month, give or take.
That's very poor planning then. Anyway,
that's also not at all obvious in the game, or
yeah,
at least from the
not
footage I've
one
seen.
bit.
I
No,
guess
not at all.
they did. I guess they did like little title cards for each date, and I just never paid attention because why would I? It was
To
in the
answer
background while I
your
was
question,
killing time.
Arn, this is Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9000. This is where we sit down and read fanfiction and then comment on the various plot holes, grammatical errors, and or other various bits and pieces of it, such as English lessons. Right now, we are picking apart.
It says, I'm sorry, Sneaky. But according to Twitch, you're still playing Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Have you refreshed?
It does not say that for me. I'll say that.
Right.
My problem is the reason that I'm confused about how long Reach lasted is because in the book, because we don't get all the information about the fall of Reach from one book. But
Kugel has a good suggestion, which I think he's right on. Can we just assume the author had no clue about lore and didn't care about it either?
Based on the way they're based on the way they're trying to describe Noble 6, yes. Yes, we fucking can.
Alright, so we're just going to assume they're completely retarded. And to answer your question, Isley, the way you misinterpret Hagrid as the Omnisci is by being Ricky. And to answer your question, Arn, about what's going on the monitor, the answer is quite simple. This is a Ruby Halo crossover in which the author doesn't know Ruby or Halo.
Well, we don't know about the Ruby part, but it certainly seems like they don't understand Halo.
They also don't understand the English language.
They also don't understand how armor works.
Anyway.
They definitely don't understand how the fuck Mjolnir Mark...
I also really enjoy the part where he made up his own energy sword for them to use.
Oh, yes.
Ruby crossover with Shadow of the Colossus. Is there?
Oh, here I was hoping it was going to be a Ruby crossover with Shadow of Mordor.
Noble 6 was a Spartan 3.
Find out, because if there isn't, I'm pretty sure we need to read it. I know Noble 6 was a Spartan 3, but technically he was classified as a Spartan 2.
Holy
just like
shit!
Most of Noble Team was.
Shadow of the Colossus Ruby crossover. Saving of a Pure Soul. Ruby, Blake, and Yang
what do you mean
goes to the Forbidden Valley.
2. Fuck you about that. You sound drunk.
Remember, the Spartan 3s were a secret project.
Fanfiction trope.
So the official record that no one else had access to was he was a Spartan 2, just like most of Noble Team. Like, no one knew that Noble Team were Spartan 3s.
Well,
see, Ivan.
Except Halsey.
Yes, but that's because
happy about it.
the only reason Halsey knew was because she trained all the original Spartans. 99% of the military, 99.9% of the military command would never be able to tell the difference between a Spartan 2 and a Spartan 3 if you put them both in Mjolnir armor and stood them side by side.
Yeah.
Why is there a State of Decay cross?
Mjolnir Mark V was introduced November 20th.
You see, comrade.
Wow. Mark IV armor lasted. Mark IV armor was used for 27 years. Holy crap.
When you put little girls inside a Chernobyl zone.
What? What are you talking about?
Our fucking Twitch chat.
Why is there one Star Citizen crossover?
Wait, what?
Look! Just above Star Trek Online!
Oh!
We have to, guys, come on. I think we have to see what that is.
No,
it's just a Stormlight Archive one.
It's just dumb.
Why is there a
Oh.
Street Fighter one?
Why is there a Bo crossover?
Okay, hold on. We need to see the Bobobo one, and we need to see. I really need to see
it's
the
just the
Stormlight
fucking
Archive one.
Ruby characters react to Bo. And it's not even the story, it's a fucking challenge!
Ah! Can you do me a favor and look at the Stormlight Archive one?
The
Because I hope that. Yeah, go back to the S section. You'll see Stormlight Archive.
Wait, hang on. There's apparently 4 crossovers for Ruby and Zoids?
No, I don't want to know.
One of them is a rewrite, and
It's
the other
just
is
under
a
Steven
sequel.
Universe, Sneaky.
Stormlight Archive. What's Stormlight Archive?
It's written by Brandon Sanderson, the author I won't stop trying to get you to read. It's just under Steven Universe. Understated Decay. There you go. 3 chapters and not even 2,000 words? You get the fuck out, author.
600-word chapters. Woo!
Sanderson is disappointed in you, sir.
Okay. Well, based just on the pairings, one of the 3 of these are just by one single author, and apparently they've got a serious boner for
You got it!
Century Zero.
Ruby, Rick, and Morty crossovers! Motherfucking Pickle Rick!
No! Max, don't let this happen.
I'm just gonna veto that entire section. I'm gonna put my veto towards that.
I'm gonna second it.
Alright.
We've wasted our vetoes on this. Make
Max,
sure it
I don't
counts.
consider it a waste.
What the fuck? Why? Someone tried to write a Rick and Morty-esque style thing with Crow and Ruby.
Oh, what is that? What is that terrible art? Chrysanthemum feels like throwing an original at us just to get us out of the crossover section.
Please kill me at this very moment in time. Alright, let's see what Stalker and Ruby has for us. Oh, they're all rated mature.
Oh.
Yeah? Stalkers a rated M game, isn't it?
Yeah.
By the way, I'm always impressed whenever I run into a fic.
Holy
rated
shit!
K, and I'm like, how?
What?
Sway! Sway is a team. Form the Stalker virus thread. Find a
virus?
portal in the zone that lead them to the remnant. Main use the story change. As Ruby go on, the final version is when the series final happen. You see comedy or whatever the hell you're thinking. Mind, this is based on All Guardsman Party.
My soul! Oh Jesus! Hold on, I'm gonna go kill myself. I am so ashamed for having read that I need to kill myself now.
Oh, I don't know. Let's just keep going. Alright, I just put some derail points
Click
on
it.
there. Holy
You click that one. You
Alright,
have to click that
I'll
one.
cue that one up.
No. There's no queuing. There's just going.
No, we're finishing Crash the Party first.
Fine.
Okay, so that one's discontinued, but the other two, they don't look too bad. Good for them. Anyway, so we're gonna keep the ruby Undertale crosses, and we're going to put that into Fanfiction Tuesday. And yep. And you guys said you wanted Lazy Town crossovers. To look at that one, all right. Lazy Town, right here.
No.
Really?
No.
Yep, there's
What?
one. We are number one. Cinder apparently believes that Emerald, Mercury, and Neo haven't been living up to the standards of villainy. Therefore, she recruits the perfect man to teach them, Robbie Rotten. Watch as this villain of laziness teaches these three noobs how to be a proper villain.
Use call
Can we
number
get back to-
inbound. You have been warned. I swear to God, if it's not even cleverly changed
just-
lyrics.
Like, listen.
Yes, Kugel, you are fully responsible for this.
And by God, we will hold you accountable. Alright, come on. Let's get on with this.
We're gonna leave this one. Yep. We're just gonna pretend that didn't exist.
No, Max has not killed anyone.
Is Spidey having flashbacks to the interplanetary?
Possibly.
That's the only reason I can think of for his reaction.
Alright, come on. Let's get back to this poorly written Halo story.
I actually need to remove my physical concept from the plane of existence.
Let us know how that works out, Arn. Or Aim. Is that
Boy,
Aim or
that's-
Arn?
Arn.
Someone is trying real hard to get the Magic the Gathering vibe going with that one.
Oh, just play a white deck. I'm sure you'll be able to exile just fine.
Well, I mean, you could also play a blue deck. It's not as much, but, you know.
No, blue doesn't exile. Blue just cancels.
Yeah.
Dick.
Alright, wow.
I'm not looking at the room crossovers.
No.
It's not happening.
Listen, there will be no placing.
There will be none of that.
And if you try to link it again, because guess what? No one else can see it. We're the only ones that can see it. If you try to link it again, we'll time you out.
Good news is, though, there are no room crossovers for... Unless it's under T for the room. But I don't think it is.
Anyway.
Oh, good, it's not.
The extra protection of his bracers and shin guards having granted him most of his mobility.
What?
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 The extra protection of his bracers and shin guards having granted him most of his mobility.
Even after the plasma hit them. What? Does this person...
What?
How does this person think Mjolnir armor works?
Also, apparently links work again.
Alright, well, Mr. I run the chat, fix that.
I don't fucking care. Physics.
Alright. I thought you were the one who didn't want that to happen.
Most of his armor was still fresh kit, though at George's urging he up-armored. That's not how you...
No. Hold on. The chest, legs, and arms.
And after
Cat's
death, he up-armored his old helmet as well. I mean...
Then none of this is fresh! None of this is fresh! You've replaced your bracers and shin guards. You've replaced your helmet. You've replaced the chest. You've replaced the legs and the arms. Nothing is left!
I'm pretty sure Arn just summarized my feelings on this.
Oh?
You see, Ivan, when you put armor in great position, it be of big protect because of enemy stupid. Yeah, that basically summarizes my feelings on this.
Gonna have
Demon.
to steal that joke now. Like the meme of more armor equals more mobility.
Okay, I mean, have you seen Fire Emblem Knights? They're really fast. They have the same move as other infantry
Yes,
units.
Isley, it is.
Now, in the author's defense, you could classify Mjolnir armor as a personal infantry vehicle.
Big armor makes strong attack.
I mean, technically, yeah. Could strap that fucker into a catapult. Great attack.
Strap it into a catapult, Max. You can average, like, I forget what it was. What was it? The fastest Spartan could do what? 80 kilometers an hour?
Something like that.
Something like that, I feel. Pretty sure
And
that's close.
I think she was only what? It was either 10 or 15 kilometers an hour, 10 or 15 kilometers an hour faster than most of the Spartans. So that is
Max, you have to use this now.
I'm going to.
Big armor makes the best attack because the greatest offense is a good defense.
Because of defense's greatest.
Oh boy. Anyway, we're using that now.
Oh, yes, we.
Anyway, so the not fresh kit is now not fresh, and it's a month old and completely changed and customized, but it's still fresh kit apparently because reasons.
Yeah, okay. So the fastest Spartan could do just shy of 50 miles an hour. That is enough to kill a person just by running into them.
Okay. The more you know. Demon, the Huragok taught me your I do not know the term, your usage of words.
The Huragok do not speak. They learned it. I'm trying to remember how they learned it, but if anything, he would have learned it from a grunt.
Yeah. 6 blinked, hard blue eyes widening slightly when it spoke, though his body didn't react outwardly in any way they could detect. I would use words with you, demon. Why? He grunted, allowing himself to relax only as much as he needed to put the pressure on his wound, grimacing. Just kill me and get it over with, Squidhead, if you think you're gonna get any secrets from me. The elite looked confused, barking at his subordinates in turn. 2 of the 3 barked in return.
It's not Squidhead.
Also, isn't that what the Marines say? Not.
I'm pretty sure they called them Split Lips. Or Squid Jaws.
Yeah.
It was either Split Lips or Squid Jaws, and the Spartans just called them elites or Sankhili. They didn't use slang, generally speaking.
Yeah, for the Huroks, or however the fuck you call them, those are special engineer creatures that the Covenant used that were not featured in the game, but they were featured in the books.
No, they were in the games.
Really?
Yeah. They for sure showed up in 3, and they showed up
Halo
in Reach.
ODST.
Yes, ODST.
Yeah, they showed up in ODST, and they for sure showed up in Reach.
Did they in Reach?
Yeah. They
so
only
long.
showed up on like 3 or 4 of the levels, but they were a huge pain in the ass in Firefight.
I don't remember it, but okay. I do know ODST, yeah. Anyway, blah blah blah. The zealot shook his head. I do not recognize your term, I fear. I seek no secrets. Only to use words, as I spoke before. Then use them, Elite, he said quietly, turning his head slightly when the Zealot walked further towards his back. And tell your purple friend to stay where I can see him if you want to use words with me. He raised his offhand at the Elite and barked an order again, this one making the Zealot huff and walk back to where he'd been, still uncomfortable, but watchable for the Spartan. Is that better for you, demon? Much. Now, what do you want, Squidhead? He asked again, looking a few feet in front of him where his rifle had fallen, and knotting the ammo counter. 7 rounds, useless, unless a grunt happens by. You have fought with honor, demon. The Elite started, lowering his blade so...
No Elite would ever fucking say that during the fall of Reach.
Yeah, pretty much. More or less.
Maybe afterwards, but during the fall of Reach, no way. Nuh-uh.
And I would offer you a choice for your honor. You may end by our blade, or we can leave you here to die in peace. My warriors will avoid this area until the Kigyar say you have passed on. The Spartan almost told him to piss off, almost dove
I'm sorry, is this motherfucker trying to imply that a Elite is going to let a Spartan go?
Yes.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes. This is all a joke. This entire thing was actually written by me.
To die with a semblance of peace, no Elite would ever consider giving an honorable warrior the shame of a peaceful bleeding out.
Yeah.
Even if, okay, look, I could buy an Elite saying to a Spartan, even during the Fall of Reach, if it was specifically Noble 6, because of the way that the ending for Noble 6 goes, I could buy him going to Noble 6 and being like, you have fought with honor, demon. But
and then immediately stabbing him in the throat.
No, and then he would be like, so therefore I'm going to give you an honorable duel.
Yeah.
Like, he's like,
I will let you die by the blade instead of by the sky's plasma or something, you know.
Yeah.
Go home, guys. He finished the fight. Master Keith ain't needed no more. I can't recall why the fall of Reach was significant for the Elites, because Reach was the military stronghold for the UNSC, and so it was kind of a major victory for them to destroy it.
Well, and it's where the Spartans were trained, and it's where all of the big Spartan 2 data was, and they thought that's where they had reason to believe that's where the next generation of Spartans was being trained.
Yeah. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. He almost dove for the rifle right then, if only to take down one more Elite, but something broke inside him. When he looked at the Spartans that around him and the Elites, and he
hold up.
And he let
Didn't
the knife.
He just fucking say that that's useless? 7 bullets, useless.
Yeah, I know.
I just want to point out the contradictions. That's all. Carry on.
Let the knife drop from his arm instead of his hand, because apparently his arm was holding the knife, hanging at his side almost limply. The knife or his arm? I'd rather wait it out. The Elite nodded, barking orders at his warriors and closing the energy blade. The others backing away almost hesitantly, urged on by another bark. Should you attempt to escape, my marksmen will kill you before you can get anywhere. And should you elude them, you should know that no more of your kind persists against us. You will find nothing. The alert turned, striding away purposefully. Farewell, demon. You see, friend, story was written by a man of goldfish heritage, so he cannot remember more than one line of text. Indeed, indeed, indeed. This whole story is in fact satire. We're actually going to stop at this line break before Atin gets an aneurysm. And he's muted right now, so...
Look, I muted myself because I was drinking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to stop the line break before you get an aneurysm. And,
no,
our
you can keep
size.
going because I want to keep calling this guy a moron.
All right, fair
this
enough.
This is fish in a fucking barrel to me.
All right, just don't say I didn't warn you. The Spartan watched them leave, half expecting a trap, before he saw the phantom lift into the air, soaring over him without so much as turning its turrets towards him. Sighing, he walked forward and collapsed, leaning against the raised road behind him and holding his helmet in his hands, letting out a long breath and sliding the armored thing onto his head. The lights behind his visor blinking on as the system registered the reconnection and began the startup process, starting by kicking his shielding back on and deploying painkillers to various plasma burns across his body, soothing the pain greatly. I'm not sure he had painkillers on the armor, did they?
No, they don't. They definitely don't. They don't even have for crying out loud, they don't even have biofoam dispensers in their armor.
Yeah, that's right, they had ports where you could put the biofoam into.
Yeah.
He let his eyes slide closed, slipping into a restful sleep for several hours, content to wait while the suit reactivated and ran the medical protocols. Hours passed before the Spartan stirred, straightening and groaning quietly, reaching out and picking up the assault rifle. Wasn't he fucking stabbed with an energy sword?
Yeah, he was.
Reaching out and picking up the assault rifle, turning and methodically starting to turn the small outpost over, gathering weapons and ammunition out of habit more than anything.
Okay, look, I've seen that outpost. Motherfucker, there was nothing. There was a couple of battle rifles and some grenades. Like, you're not gonna find anything.
There's no need to worry about boners being popped in the Mjolnir armor because they don't have that sex drive.
They have a sex drive. It's just very, very repressed.
It's repressed with chemicals and indoctrination.
I don't know if it's a constant suppression effect or if it's just, yeah, we pretty much turned it off, but it's not 100% off.
I think it was part of the process that
no. It was definitely part of the process. I don't know. We don't know how drastically it was affected. I mean, it was affected enough. Well, no, actually, that had nothing to do with it. I'm surprised there weren't teen pregnancies during the Spartans. I'm really surprised there weren't.
I'm pretty sure that's because they were given indoctrination training before that.
Okay, but even still, like none of the Spartans were like, boy, I'm running around all day with and I see all these girls half naked and we all share a barracks.
I'm pretty sure they beat the shit out of anyone who tried to do that sort of stuff. You know, negative reinforcement.
Well, they all started as children.
They were certainly willing to use it before, so...
No, they started young, like 8 and younger. Before a certain age, you're not really affected by that stuff. If you grow up in an environment like that, you're not going to have the same reactions. Not to mention all the treatments they were doing probably did fuck up their hormones just enough. Like, no need for negative reinforcement at all.
It's just the treatment. They didn't receive any treatments until they didn't get the chemical augmentation until after they finished their training on Reach.
Yeah, so
and that training was done by 13 and 14, about the time most of them would have been hitting puberty, either ending or starting.
Really? Was it 13?
I thought it was 13 or 14.
Remember, Atin? They accelerated their final stages of growth using chemicals, and that's why so many turned out twisted and shit.
Yeah, I thought it was like 13 or 14. So like their hormonal balances would have been foobarred to begin with.
Wasn't there a Spartan too that retired and started a family? Not that I'm aware of. I don't think Spartans are allowed to retire.
No. A, they definitely weren't. B, as far as I know, no Spartan ever willingly retired.
I also don't think they are fertile because of the chemical treatments they receive.
Spartan 2s were also like the most fucked up of the Spartan program that we know about. So I don't know how well they'd adjust to that.
Arguably, I would say the 3s were worse, Max.
The 3s were even more fucked, yes.
Because here's the thing: the 2s were, until they were kidnapped, they were normal children. The 3s are a bunch of war orphans.
Does this count as a derail? Yeah.
No, it's a discussion.
I'll count it as a minor derail.
A derail and a half.
I mean, I remember there was a Spartan 2 that was listed MIA, but they ended up bringing him on to train one of the Spartan generations.
Well, pretty
Is
much
that what he's referring?
Kurt
was listed as MIA.
Yeah, they're always listed as MIA. Kurt went and did something. I forget what it was.
No, Kurt was the one. This is a big topic on 4 different.
Yeah, Kurt, the Onyx book.
Yeah, no.
Hey,
wait,
I didn't realize.
What's a big discussion?
Apparently, if Spartans can bone, I would assume 4s can bone because
4s can because 4s are normal people.
Yeah.
Like they by the time they got to the 4s, they'd enhanced the process, I guess. Enough.
Like it wasn't that intense either, though.
But it still made a normal person able to use Mjolnir armor.
Yeah. 2s and 3s. No. 2s and 3s would not be having the boners, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. And 4s, I would assume they would have, I don't know, updated armor.
Here's the thing. I can't imagine Buck, because Buck became a Spartan 4, I can't imagine Buck would undergo being a Spartan if they told him he couldn't have sex anymore.
Anyway, Isley does bring up a good point. This fic seems to be treating Spartan armor like it is, in fact, Astarte's power armor.
Which it is not.
Anyway, blah blah blah, he's gathering ammo. The elite thought his wound was fatal, but the stims and biofoam would last him for a month. No, it does not! Not in the fucking...
You fucking never read a single book! You fucking shitlord.
I just want to know what kind of stems he thinks.
Be gone, Normie! Anyway, go ahead, Max.
I'm just trying to figure out what kind of stems he thinks they're on. Like, does he mean he has enough stem to keep injecting, or he thinks that one dose is all that's needed? Like, I'm confused, I guess. I'm mostly just confused by this story.
Alright.
We're not even...
I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with this story.
Biofoam for a month! In the books, they're like, ah, shit. Okay, we got biofoam in him, but we still got to get him medical attention, because in, like, 4 hours, his bleeding arteries are going to be a problem again.
How much fucking biofoam does he have? Like, Christ.
I don't know. Like, I know that biofoam is basically just their equivalent of duct tape when it comes to medical science.
Yeah, no, it doesn't actually do anything.
Like, hell, duct tape would be better, actually, in this case. It lasts longer.
Alright, so this is the Stalker Ruby crossover, and Arn says it's a beautiful masterpiece, which means it's probably absolute trash. Sapphire have the worst day in his whole life. First, he and his group we're entering an unknown anomaly which was never seen before. Then, as soon as they end up in a city as the look around a portal, they let them in close, and they try to find it enter creatures that they never seen before and start chase.
Please, you're hurting my soul.
They chase the creatures, or the creatures chase them?
Yes.
We don't know. This is high grade. Oh, really?
This is high grade porn. I mean, if you're blind, I guess it could be. Oh, that's adorable. Thank you for that, Atin. You have made me immensely happier.
Oh, did you see the Spectre picture?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is helping my soul. For me, I love the adorable little radiance he has.
Indeed.
I like that's where the author put their signature. Well done, author.
Yep. Well done, author.
Author, fuck me, artist.
I've never seen so much beauty on a single web page, Mom Spaghetti.
You dropped the SF Arcana. Oh, really? Will you be giving me the SF Arcana?
Oh, random drop Arcana. Nice.
Well, fuck you. Boy, look at these blocks of text.
Yes, this does in fact count as a wall of text! Isley. Why would you give away a Terrorblade Arcana? Get the 6K and I'll give you the SF Arcana.
I don't give a shit about SF, so that's not even worth it.
This is the Berlin Wall of Text. Oh boy. Anyway. And there they were running away, Yin, his stepbrother, finding a building and start climbing up the ladder. As I get up, I kick the ladder down. I turn and look, White was breathing heavy on his gas mask. What? What?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, Sneaky.
Hold on, I think this story can be improved. Yes, it can be improved. Okay.
What the fuck are you doing? You can't just put googly eyes on everything.
Says you.
I says me.
Alright, well, let's see if this works.
Sapphire Woods had the worst day in his whole...
Oh boy, it does work. Okay, let me just...
No, I know what you're
had
doing.
the worst day in his whole life. First, he and his group were entering an unknown anomaly which was never seen before. Then, as soon as they enter, they end up in a city. As they look around the portal, they let them in close as they try to find it enter creatures that they never seen before and start chase.
Mind control them.
Oh, that was good. No, that was good. Alright. Basically summarizes my opinion of this story. It's so intensely paced. No full stops on this train. Seaman Fountain. Why is... I feel the warp overtaking me.
I feel the warp overtaking me. It is a good pain.
Oh boy, oh boy. Actually, let's see if I can get a full text-to-speech thing for this. Max number of characters allowed. Alright, so let's see, will this fit in there?
Sapphire was have the worst day in his whole life. First, he and his group were entering a known anomaly which was never seen before. Then as soon as they enter, they end up in a city. As they look around a portal, they let them in close as they try to find it. Enter creatures that they never seen before and start chase. And there they were running away, and his stepbrother find the building and start climbing up the ladder. As I get up, I kick the ladder down. I turn and look. White was breathe heavy on his gas mask. Black was searching around the area. Yun is try to contact with someone, but all he got is screams and white noise, and me wondering what the fuck is going on. I decide to check what kind of mutant is it. As I look through the rifle scope, I noticed these things look like wolves, or what is White calling them were fucking werewolves. They were all black, but for I believe were white plate armor prey that is weak. Then noticed some rows pliable start falling down. One of the pack went to it, which had no embers either. It was the Omega or cub. As it about to touch it, all of a sudden the head was on the ground. As the body fall, a person couldn't tell the gender was standing there, armed with the most futuristic synth I have ever seen. And one thing crossed my mind, will they going to die painfully? Then the wolves attack her, but she seemed experience of fighting them, which also how explained why the wolves completely made up shit when fighting her. But I not they notice another pack coming. I did the most retarded thing I have done. Jump on the line to save their ass.
It's playing for the stream. You can't hear it because you're not listening to the stream. Oh, holy shit. That was bad. Oh boy, okay. Let's see if the Discord text-to-speech will work for you guys.
Devil's Advocate said you was enraged and asking why this has happening. 1 minute everyone was here, then all the fucking of sudden everyone was gone, nowhere to be seen. Not only that. Boom.
Oh god, no, it doesn't work. Oh. Mozart can fuck off. We got Scottish accent. Go on.
Yun was enraged and asking why this has happening. 1 minute everyone was here, then all the fucking a sudden everyone was gone, nowhere to be seen. Not only that, boom, didn't finishing his line of thought / rant was a fiery explosion behind him. There was a roaring fire the size of a fire anomaly but more uncontrollable. Yun brought out his skateboard, put on the ground, looked around for something to find the way down. He found a wire, but was look use by use brother due to his smell still on the wire. Thanks freedom, you adrenaline junkies. Before he could continue smelling his retard of a brother out, was about jump on the wire and get his fix of adrenaline and insanity. An explosion took like a RPG going off next to you motherfuckers. I scream as the building broke off. After it was hit, he fall while try to grade his skateboard and trying find a way not to die from falling down the building and realizing it's a 4-story fucking building. Yang start praying to anything to save him. Mind you, Yang was back to the floor and hugging his broad while screaming and rushing. It felt like
well, at least someone's having fun.
The air on the back. He looks up or down or whatever. He realizes that he was not up close to the ground, at least 1 story. Afraid to look the opposite way. Fuck me now, what the 20 hells is going on? Expecting a hook or a monster which he enjoy making it much meat, which was beat by baseball with nails, but instead he saw a girl's blonde, probably 58, didn't want to send to the air and die, so I forget the white. pale white if she live in the cave, or she
Holy
albino,
fucking shit,
eye
are we
color
done
lilac or purple, so is albino,
No,
bright gold
I don't
hair,
think we
with
are.
heart fire thing and an arm mug up your fucking got arms. I case it remind what brother would say and how to smack him, always last and thought he shook, now piss off.
I'm going
he
back to
didn't
Shadow
thought he
of
never
War.
could. The fuck you crazy bitch. She looked surprised and was laughing like a horse on
Hey,
heroin.
if you
funny,
happen
but
to
I am
see
going to
Mozu
drop
the
you.
Assassin,
Fuck me, how
ask
she
for-
dropped me from one story and into a stun mine.
Oh, holy shit.
I'm sorry, what do you want me to do to Mozu the Assassin, Max?
kick his ass, preferably decapitation. Can.
Alright, so you guys said you wanted to
I'll
hear
see what I can
it done in a female Hindi now? Are you sure?
Fucking 10 out of 10 production quality. Yup, this is what you came here for, folks.
I don't know what you were expecting, but this is what you get.
Black smell blood fairs thin that always came to man, but what can you do? He's a beast man, human with animal like mutation, aka a mutant, but still he had no choice when you can hear stuff that humans can't. So I left but realized that Ian was alone due to that looking for food, and Safari had still well they left him listening into his radio to the point that he had to mute it, but still he couldn't leave the fool alone, so he placed some stuntman's hair on the building and blood formed thought creature. Strangely, the blood doesn't whisper, but the body does. So if Safari had wanted a skull, he mud and be an run. Screams were heard and a child ran out crying for help, but was rubbed again in a musk. Well, two other looked like same and for Maka wet waist and what looked like a blank hood with a minster and three flushes on their butt meant has a group of assholes, and he is not liking them very much. Fuck it, I am stopping them, saying to himself as he took out his chain blade and started in a swing it like a cowboy. Then he final release he was in a blown up building which he just remembered had no way to choke the one of them and hook them up, so fuck it. Black dash to hit one of the guys, the one who is searching looking stupid blank rang the handle while still holding on to the chain and throw it into the neck. The guy looks like an all the other dumbfounded and being killed by a knife in the neck like a vampire trying to feed. After sprung it her on to the point the chain is her on the neck. The guy tries to talk but failing. Oblak jump up and lift up the bastard, and once he reaches the ground he throw the fuckhead on as hard he can. The guy die from broken neck when get bucked on. It was music to his cut like ears. The two retard final noticed the guy with the kid was confused. The girl was running toward that friend to see the fuck happen. Black buck the blade out of the neck which make a spring came out. He could see the fear blank talk out his Russian machete race. A machete and jump on her and began chopping her to death, which made the guy
Why is she chopped? Why are they killing Blake with a machete?
For life and
What?
decided to go into the shadow and sheathe his machete and pull out his pistol with slasher and laser. After the guy finished lose his lunch, he began take him on first his legs, which we can put him on his legs, take out his arms and his gun, then to his gut, which gave him pain. He pretty sure last then he see a inhuman pointing a postal at him and said, before he pull that Raji hair and kill him.
Trigger. Jesus fucking Christ.
Can we end the stream after this?
No. We got one more story in us. Round and round the wheel goes. Where it'll stop, holy fuck, who knows? Halo Naruto. Apparently the wheel likes Halo today.
Why do you keep finding this trash? Did you set it only for Halo?
No! I just scrolled up and down and clicked at random.
See, I think what we should do is we should get an actual, like, we should put some, the next piece of production quality should be getting an actual wheel.
Good night, Arn. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to tell all your friends about it, too.
Why do you want him to lose his friends? What's wrong with you?
That was an obvious question. Isley apparently can't... Isley can't breathe. This hurts in so many ways.
Isley, I got news for you. You aren't the only one, buddy.
Gunshot echoes followed by a deep thud. Anyway, this is Ancient Blood. Naruto has been feeling strange for the past 2 weeks. A thirst for knowledge has overtaken him as his new powers begin to surface? What the fuck? This is a Halo story. Okay. But are they really powers? Or are they something more ancient? Can this strange floating metal ball tell him the answers he seeks?
No! No! Oh, please don't let this be Guilty Spark. Jesus God, no, not Guilty Spark.
Pretty interesting reaction on your part, Atin.
Naruto sat atop the stone heads of the Hokage monument.
Guilty Spark.
In the village, hidden in the leaves, looking into the dark sky, there was a warm summer breeze brushed against his face as the moon brightened the stars around it. Naruto always wondered what was beyond those stars, what secrets they held, what different possibilities could come from another intelligent life touching theirs. Guilty Gear RD. Naruto knew he was different from everyone else on this planet, not because of what was sealed inside him, but from his body itself. Naruto kept this secret to himself, but his body was completely different. Naruto could read people's movements just as well as the Sharingan, and remembers people's moves far past the limits of the Sharingan. Every jutsu, every punch he took, Naruto could redo them all. Oh, of course he can! Wow, guys! Already we have a dojutsu! But actually, it's not a dojutsu, because it's just genetics! How do you feel about that?
I think it's fucking stupid.
Naruto. But why was this? Why does Naruto not have the Sharingan and did not train himself as hard as Rock Lee? So why is it that Naruto is able to perform at their level? Naruto looked at the moon in hopes of
If I had to guess why, it would be because plot development.
Naruto looked at the moon in hopes to find some answer to his dilemma. Was it God that blessed him with this ability? Or was it something more? Something that predates his parents and the beginning of the ninja world? Naruto shook his head and stood from his sitting position. Why would he even have any of those thoughts is my first question. These questions will have to wait for another time. Naruto has a mission tomorrow with Team Guy, and he doesn't want to be late. After Naruto walked down the steps to his home, a little purple light appeared from the forest where Naruto last stood. Yes, you are the one I have been searching for, a voice from where the purple light said before disappearing in a small flash of yellow.
Wait, is this gonna be the librarian? Oh my god, is Naruto a forerunner?
Yeah, probably.
God damn it.
Naruto woke up on time. After stretching and getting ready for the day ahead, Naruto exited his apartment and into the hallway. And opposed to what? Over the course of the last few
Isley
weeks...
raises a good point, Sneaky.
Can't the Hyuga see the insides of people when they notice that radical of a difference? Sort of? Question mark? We don't actually know what degree they see people in canon with their Byakugan. But
seems to be mostly chakra networks and a very vague X-ray.
Yeah, I was gonna say very X-ray and Shocker networks, so not exactly the DNA level.
So, like, they can see what your Shocker's doing, and they can also look through your clothes if they felt so inclined.
The librarian,
and
you want to take
one of them
this,
has felt
Atin?
so inclined. The librarian, we're not. Oh God, it's. So the librarian, it's a bunch of nonsense they introduced in like Halo 4 when they brought the Forerunners back, and yes, they brought the Forerunners back. But as far as I can tell, the librarian was like this hyper intelligent fucking Forerunner. And she was the only one who was like, hey, maybe when we set the Halo rings off, we should make sure to preserve some life after the fact. And for whatever reason, she's purple in Halo 4. So, she's purple. So that's why I'm thinking it's going to be a purple AI of her.
Yeah, boy! Over the last few weeks, Naruto's personality has changed dramatically. Oh boy! Cop out to write your OC, but with Naruto's skin. I just love meat puppeting. Instead of the happy and hyper ninja that everyone remembered, a more hungry and calculative ninja replaced the old one. And Naruto didn't have a hunger for ramen, but knowledge. Something in him seemed empty, something that wanted to be filled up with knowledge that would help and protect people as well as himself, but Naruto couldn't find any information in this world. What? Not when he is surrounded by hate and destruction. What? Oh. Oh. Not only is this story boring as hell, it's trash. It's painfully trash. Oh. Okay. I don't think I can make it. Oh God. Alright, let's accelerate. Blah 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 blah. He remembers everything now. This is immediately post. Yeah, this is immediately post invasion. Blah blah blah. Disappointment. He didn't retrieve Sasuke. He stopped caring. Blah 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 blah. They meet up. Blah 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 blah. Fashionable pose. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Wall of text. And then blah 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 blah.
It's a bunch of stuff no one cares about. Let's just move on.
Blah 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 blah. The trip was boring. Yeah, I figured as much. What about you two? Something's up with Naruto. Blah blah blah. Here we go. This is the part that we were all interested in. The metal ball floated towards him. Naruto was shocked. How did it float? Naruto must know. What are you and how float? I am O101. Known as the Monitor of Installation PV.
Installation PV?
Yeah.
That's not even a goddamn installation!
Yeah. Alright.
We're done here.
Yeah.
We're done for the night.
Like,
This is... Soul's destroyed.
Soul
I'm defeated.
Is absolutely destroyed
Fucking
by
installation PV.
You heard him.
Alright.
What he said.
Well, sorry we're closing early, guys, but, you know, we've been doing some pretty late streams before, so hopefully that makes up for it. This has been an absolutely soul-destroying week, so, sorry for that. This is... wow. Poof. Okay, as always, if you want to catch more, we are here every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, also known as GMT-5, apparently. We were not prepared, that's true. Tell your friends, don't tell your family, tell your acquaintances, tell people you never want to talk to again about this stream. Spread the word. We always need more people. And if you wish to converse with us after you've finished watching this and for some reason want to go more, well, we have a Discord found in the description and in the panels down below. Of course, it's very small right now, but we're always looking to grow. Anything else? Nope, that's about it. This has been a pretty awful day. I hope you guys all suffered just as much as we did when we were reading it. And we will see you next time. As always, there is always more, and it always gets worse. And I wish I didn't.